And welcome, influencers. Hello, and welcome. I'm your girl, Anika Cohen, and I want to welcome you to Behind the Screen Business Confessions. I'm excited about today's episode. We have our edition of Influencers Speak Out, where we bring on bold, courageous leaders in the marketplace around the world who are going to share their story, their message, and their strategy. And so we want to welcome you to our podcast. If you are new to the show, I want you to go ahead and follow and subscribe. Be a part of our conversation here every Sunday. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the show where we choose to live. We choose to be liberated, improve daily, be vivacious, and enlightened. It's about having real, raw conversation to motivate and support our leaders in the marketplace, right? Because we know what it looks like and what it feels like to say yes to your assignment, to something that is greater and bigger than you. And so this is the show to motivate you to keep going, keep striving, keep thriving, because you are making an impact. Your story is making a difference. Come on here, somebody. So I am super, super excited to, again, be sharing this platform with an amazing guest on our edition of Influencers Speak Out. She is a phenomenal woman in her own right. So I am going to introduce to you Miss Ashley Prima. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Hello, my love. Hello. Welcome to Behind the Screen Business Confessions. It is an honor to have you here with us to talk about your journey, to talk about your experience in the marketplace, and bring value, bring content and information that our listeners can implement now, right? So, for those of you who don't know Ashley, who is Ashley Primer?
Okay, so my name is Ashley Prima, and I am a God fearing, Jesus loving wife to my wonderful husband, Anthony. Next month, on July 8th, we will make 1 year married. We have three beautiful daughters. Alexia, she's 19, Allie is 15, and Ariana is 7. So we're the A team because we're all A's. Um, I am a international multi entrepreneur and a multi international best selling author, visionary author as well. I own a couple of different businesses. I own Writing for Success LLC, which is where we offer publishing opportunities to be in an anthology, writing workshops, writing consulting, editing, ghostwriting, things of that nature. I also own Prima Events and Productions LLC, which is where we host anything from marriage retreats, Christian karaoke, community vendor events, business networking meetings, opportunities that are positive and uplifting to our community. And that's actually my newest business. And I'm very excited to be running that with my husband. I had done photography for several years, but now instead of regular photography, everything photography, I just do event photography. So I cover events. And
Mhm.
then I am a multimedia journalist for Seaside Social News. So I really have a lot of things that I have on my plate. I love doing it all. I work from home, so I'm able to multitask and run all these
Mhm.
different things. Um, I love ministry, women empowerment, and mental health advocacy, anti bullying are my top choices of what I do in ministry. Um, and then I'm also currently training to be a certified mental health coach and empowerment coach. So that's just a little bit about who I am. I think I covered most of it, but I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, Ashley. It's a pleasure to have you here. We have so much in common. First of all, I heard that you are soon to be mental health coach. Welcome aboard. Okay. I'm in the mental health industry by trade. So I just want to commend you for the work that you're already doing in the community. And this show is really about the everyday woman and man. You're out here making a difference intentionally on purpose because you found your identity. You found what your calling was. And so I thank you for your contribution to our community and what you're doing day after day because it is making a difference. And so I love to talk about the journey behind the screen, right? This is what this show is all about, taking us behind the screen, taking us on your journey to allow us to connect, right? And so you are, in the publishing industry, you're sharing stories and messages. And that's how I got started in the marketplace, by sharing my story. And I believe that everybody's story has a message, and it's how we are able to connect and build authentic relationships, to know that we're not alone. And if that person can overcome something, then I know in time I can overcome it too. And so I want to know from you, out of all of the things that you're doing in the marketplace, what is the greatest challenge for you to build your business and brand? What has that looked like for you behind the screen?
Well, I guess I would say the biggest challenge is, I wouldn't say networking because I love people and I attend a lot of events and things like that. But I guess the biggest is just finding the, let me make sure my screen just went.
No, you're
Okay, I'm
fine. We can
sorry.
see you.
So that's kind of, if I have to think about that question, the biggest challenge is sometimes having that. I have to remember every day as a mental health advocate going through what I've gone through. I have to remember for the confidence and the motivation myself just to keep doing it. And I say that
Mm-hmm.
even though I do the things that I do, I still am going through what I go through day to day, and that's just keeping it away and keeping the mental health battle under, to where I can control it. And so I guess that's really the biggest challenge, is making sure I personally am okay, because I have to take care of myself. I can't run a business. I can't be a mom. I can't be a wife. I can't do anything. And that's the biggest challenge. But I overcome that challenge every day because I keep on going. Like my nanny would say, keep on keeping on. And I've learned that you have to go through it to get to it. That's my motto. And so I
I
just
love it.
be able to push myself and know to get up every morning and have that mindset that even though I may not feel like it, because there are those mornings that I'm just like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to do anything because I struggle, but I overcome that. So that's probably the biggest challenge, is to keep overcoming it, but doing it and overcoming it is where I get my strength.
Yes, Ashley, I really want to thank you for being open and vulnerable and transparent in this moment. A lot of times when I ask that question, I get that response like, hold on, let me take a minute to really think about that. And the response is always different for everyone based on where they're at in their journey. And I just want to, again, just thank you for being vulnerable, because those are the things that we're actually been talking about for the past 2 weeks on this podcast, and what I've been sharing on my feed is just really about that self-care and love, and having that check-in with yourself as an entrepreneur, because we're building a brand, a business, a legacy, right? We're leaving something behind, and it's no small task. It's no small task. So we have to check in with ourselves. And I believe we have to do it daily. Every day we have to check in with ourselves, because sometimes we can get lost in the results, or we can get lost in trying and not trying, but building our business, building the brand, everything that comes with that, and not forgetting about us, because we can become burnt out, exhausted, overwhelmed if we don't do the check-in. Would you agree to that?
Absolutely. And that's probably why I chose that answer, because a lot of people would check off the boxes of, oh, it's hard for me to get clients, or it's hard for me to do other things that you would never think, to be honest and say it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard for me as a mental health advocate to keep on pushing myself. And so I agree. And I just think that I am so open with my story and my testimony, and I want more people to know that even if you're successful, you can still struggle. There are several celebrities, Robin Williams, he was so successful, and Naomi Judd. I just feel like people don't talk about their mental health behind their business, and they don't take care of their mental health, and then they struggle even more, and then they're scared to reach out and admit for that they need help. And so
Mhm.
it's not just therapy, it's not just medications. I know first and foremost, Jesus is my reason for where I am today, because if it wasn't for the Lord, I wouldn't be anywhere where I am today. So he has to have all the honor, glory, and credit where credit is due. But then also people in your circle, people in your tribe, they need to know, hey, I'm not okay. And
Mhm.
I spoke on that. I gave my speech at the Best of Mississippi Awards 2 or 3 years ago, which I was nominated for as a mental health advocate. And this year I'm nominated as Best Anthology. So, Best Anthology book. And I'm excited.
Congratulations, love.
You. I'm so excited for that because I actually do have a copy of the Mind Wellness Champions anthology I just released. And it's really a collaboration of stories where authors have had to overcome adversity and now continue to persevere in strength to provide hope for others. That's what I do. And I put that together in an anthology to where
Yes.
they can share their stories. And that's what my publishing is all about. It's not just about a story that isn't going to help someone, empower someone. It's real life stories. What have you gone through that someone can learn from what you've gone through? How can you empower someone? Because someone might read your story and really need to hear it just to keep going.
Yes. And everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, just like everyone has purpose. It's just our responsibility to discover it and say yes, And so, what strategies, we talked about the challenge, but what strategies do you find helpful in your industry, in your business? What
Well,
strategies are you finding helpful?
okay, so organization is key for me, especially with the anxiety that I have struggled with. Organization is key. And endurance. But networking is something that I think is important as well. I think that helps a lot with the industry and with the business. Being an author, like I said, we have a tribe, and as a mental health coach, we have those that do like-minded things, and I just think that
Hmm.
that's very important to build each other up, to have that networking and to put yourself out there and to have that confidence, even though you might struggle, to have that confidence to keep doing what you're doing and to keep chasing your dreams and chasing your goals, because ultimately you'll get there. Like I said, you have to go through it to get to it, go through the process, and just the strategies of endurance. I mean, I know I'm giving odd answers, but these are just, I speak from my heart, and
Hmm.
I want people to know how real I am and the things that really matter to me. And so, just endurance is a strategy to me, because if you don't endure and you give up and you don't keep going, then your business is going to fail. But you also have to know that what you're working for and what, like I said, the organization is key, and what you're working for will pay off in the end as long as you endure and keep on going and get through it.
Yes. And I actually agree with that because that is a strategy. We overlook the simplest things, right? We overlook the simplest things. Enduring means to see it all the way through. And what happens, because I work with leaders as well, is that we give up when we don't produce the results that we desire immediately. But endurance will help you to see it through until you see the result, regardless of what's happening before you, right? And so that is something that I believe is necessary. It's essential to you growing and evolving in your industry and what it is that you're called to do. You just got to see it through. So I absolutely like all of your answers, because that's really what this show is about, talking about um, that, again, that emotional, that even that spiritual piece, that mental piece, that mental health, because all of those factors play a major role in how we show up and we do our business, right? So, what changes have you noticed since you said yes to entrepreneurship within yourself?
Well, the changes that I've noticed when I said yes to entrepreneurship is that I used to be a goal getter, a goal setter, and now I'm a goal getter. So I used to set these goals and it
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to set all these goals, but now I achieve and I go get those goals. And a lot of people who know me know that I do a million different things, but that's okay because that's the way my brain works. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have a lot of different visions and dreams and goals, but with the organization and the writing it down and my 100 things to do list and I have two amazing assistants who help me. So and my husband is definitely support for me as well. And my girls are my cheerleaders. So I just think that, yeah. So that's just, I kind of steered off on that. But I just know that I have to remember that no matter what, I did say yes to entrepreneurship. And I did say, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to keep on keeping on because it's something that my heart is passionate about. And when I
Mhm.
said yes to entrepreneurship, yes, it's hard because you're starting your own business and it's your dreams, your visions, your plans, having your business plan, having your marketing plan, finding all the financial resources you need, networking. It's a lot of work, but the challenges make it worth it because in the end you
Mhm.
see the fruit that is
Yeah.
produced from what you have put into it. And saying yes to entrepreneurship, I've had to purge a lot of things. I've had to get rid of a lot of things, like um, feeling like, oh, it says my battery is running low. So I just feel like those things are the reasons I said yes to entrepreneurship. And those things keep me motivated because of my goals, because of my dreams, because of the visions and the things that I'm chasing after. Entrepreneurship, as it is hard, it's definitely worth it because I get to be home. I get to be home with my babies. I get to be home and run all the different things that I'm doing. And I have a little one that's about to go behind us now. So I was trying to keep her on that side, but she's back there. That's my 7-year-old, Ariana. Say hi.
Hello, beautiful.
And that's what working from home, working from home,
Right.
getting
Is
to.
that what you enjoy most about, being able to work from home and starting your business? What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy the most the freedom of being able to make my own schedule. And but being with my family, and I just recently transitioned to being home full time this past week. As a matter of fact, I left the job that I was working at, and other than writing for Seaside Social News, but I am able to have my office set up here at home and run things from home. And if I need to go take a nap, because napping is important if you are
Listen,
let's talk
welcome to the
about
over 30 club.
the.
We need our naps, okay?
Yes, we
So,
do.
okay. So, listen, what my last question would be, what advice would you give to the person who is contemplating starting their business? What would you say to that person?
I would say come up with a plan, a business plan. It doesn't have to be some elaborate, I've researched how to do a business plan and they scared me to death, and a marketing plan, but just have a plan in place to where when you need to say, okay, what am I doing today? And how can I take from my business plan to apply it to
Mhm.
what I'm doing, or my marketing plan, so that I could be successful, so that I know that what I'm doing is worth what I'm doing. Because if you just kind of wake up and you're like, what am I going to do today? You don't have a plan. It's not just the business plan, but it's having a plan and action at all. If you don't have those goals, and that, I'm a big things to do list person. And if you don't have the things and the um, plans that you're going to put in place, then it's really like you just waking up blind and you're just like, what am I going to do today? So I just think that
Right.
planning and organization are key to it, because if not, then you're just all over the place. And I did do that in the very beginning. I was just like, I'm going to do this, and this, and this. And then what I didn't realize is, how are all those things going to tie in together to make
Come
one
on.
big entrepreneurial business? Like, what is it going to do? And so, even though people may say, Ashley, you have so many different hats, I know how each thing that I do in my life goes all the way back to my ministry: mental health, writing,
Mm,
public speaking, just letting people know that it's okay to not be okay, but then also to let them know that if you are diagnosed with a mental health condition, you are not your diagnosis, and
come
that
on.
you can be successful even when you're diagnosed with a mental health condition. You just have to have faith in yourself. Know that you can and you will accomplish it. Just don't give up on those dreams, and be sure that everything is planned and organized. That's probably the biggest advice that I would give to someone that wanted to start their own business, because if you just wake up and you don't know what you're doing, it kind of sets you up for failure, and you definitely don't want to fail. You want to have a plan in place so that you can achieve those goals.
Yes. Well, we want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with us and sharing your journey with us. So, how can our listeners connect with you on social media and just to do business with you? Those individuals who are looking to write the book, right? They're looking to publish the story. Come on here, somebody.
Yes.
How can they connect with Ashley?
Okay. So again, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for letting me come on today. And if they want to connect with me, I have a brand new website, ashleyprima.com, which I'm so excited because it has all of the different things that I'm doing in one place. All of my links to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. So if you just go to ashleyprima.com, it has all of my emails there. So basically, ashleyprima.com, and then I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And then
Yes. And
my main email is authorashleyprima@gmail.com.
awesome. Perfect. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Ashley Prima. Listen, it has been a pleasure. The conversation was just organic. It was just flowing. I love when we have our influencers, our leaders come in and they are transparent about their experience. They're transparent about what they have experienced and sincere about offering advice, being a guide, because that's really what we're doing. We're all just being a guide to one another because everybody needs somebody, right? Would you agree with that? Everybody needs somebody and somebody needs you, right? So choose to live, choose to be liberated, improve daily, be vivacious and enlightened. Until next time, influencers, choose to live,